God Bless America is the kind of movie that takes the worst thoughts that people are embarrassed to admit they have and turn them into one of the darkest comedies you'll probably ever watch. In the film, Frank is a divorced, exhausted man who feels completely beaten down by the cruelty, noise, and stupidity of modern culture. And after losing his job, getting devastating news about his health, and hitting his breaking point, he starts lashing out at people he sees are making the world worse, and ends up being joined by a teenage girl named Roxy who might be even more extreme than he is. Now, in terms of chaos, this film is brutally dark. Reality TV meltdowns, media outrage, social commentary with a body count, and two broken people turning their anger into a mission. And what the movie does really well here is how recognizable its anger actually is. Frank isn't just mad at one thing, he's overwhelmed by everything. Cruel reality shows, loud political screaming, shock value media, people being mocked for entertainment, and the idea that being awful gets rewarded more than being decent, because the shocking comment gets more attention than the honest one. And at one point, Frank even says, "Why have a civilization if no one wants to be civilized anymore?" And that line pretty much sums up the movie and his perspective. But the film also doesn't let Frank off the hook. He's not a hero, he's angry, lonely, and broken. And once Roxy enters the story, things get even more disturbing because she doesn't just understand his anger, she kind of feeds into it. And Roxy is terrifying because she has a weird mix of charm, excitement, and complete moral detachment. She can be funny, energetic, and oddly adorable at times, and then you remember, oh yeah, this girl's absolutely unwell. But their conversations are honestly some of the strongest parts of the movie. They connect over what annoys them, what they hate, and what they think culture has become. They even bring up random stuff like Alice Cooper, the movie Juno, and high fives. It's darkly funny, but it also is the movie showing you how easy it is for frustration to become a worldview. And the rose-colored moment for me is how the movie handles catharsis. Because God Bless America feels like watching the kind of angry thoughts most people have for half a second and then immediately shove back down because they know better. We've all been cut off in traffic, we've all seen someone be cruel and thought, well, that person deserves some consequences. But this movie asks what happens when someone stops letting those thoughts pass. And that is what makes the movie work for me. It understands anger, but it doesn't excuse what the anger becomes. Because once hate becomes your whole identity, there really isn't a good ending waiting for you. And trivia nugget here for you, the plot about a terminally ill man going after rude people may have been inspired by the 1961 short story To All the Rude People by Jack Ritchie, which was later included in an Alfred Hitchcock anthology called Not for the Nervous. And this is Rose-Colored Film Reviews, where we celebrate the movies that prove sometimes satire is supposed to make you laugh, and then immediately make you feel bad for laughing. So tell me, is God Bless America a sharp, dark comedy about modern culture, or does it go too far to make its point? But please, let me know what you think about this movie, and if you have any other recommendations, drop it in the comments. Thank you for watching up to this point, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!